regardless of how good the user interface we've built is, or how clever the situational awareness techniques we've applied, there is still need for proper user documentation. And of course, there should be a proper user manual, which is supplied with automation system and covers all possible use cases, available in digital format as well as hard copy. But we can also build certain elements of user documentation directly inside the user interface. Let me show you what I've come up with. On every screen throughout the project, there is this help button. If I press it, it will show me dialog page with callout notes, which explain navigation interface. You can scroll further and see more of the help information. And again, eventually you will see process diagram and explanation of possible states element could turn into. So operator can get understanding what they can expect on the screen. The help button is context dependent. It means that if I press it on the feeding subsystem page, it will show information related to this specific page. For the dashboard page, instead of showing collection of static images, it shows a short video, which helps to understand things happening on the screen in dynamics. You can pause and resume playing whenever you want. History graph page repeats the story. There are callouts placed over a screenshot of the interface, which explain the value plotted, what each button means, and what you can expect if you press one of them. Alarms page does the same with one significant addition. There is this PDF button, which, as the name suggests, show controllers IO drawings in PDF format. There is one caveat though, it doesn't work in simulation, because action behind the button points to the PDF viewer, which is available only in panel's operating system. But I can connect to the panel remotely. We'll discuss technicality of how this is done in coming chapter. For now, let's just focus on the PDF viewer functionality. After pressing the button, the viewer will show up and load drawings file. And then you can navigate between pages, go to the specific one, zoom it out to see the whole drawing page, or get close for detail. If you close the viewer, you will get back to the same page in panel's UI. The same approach with external PDF document is used on the parameters page. The button will open a table which describes available parameters and their meanings. Cool thing about this PDF viewer is that you can open any PDF file available on the panel. You can go to MNT folder and find their SD card storage device, which in turn contains the document we just saw, but also the file with drawings we opened from the alarms page. And you can open it if you want. See? The same drawings. You can go anywhere within panel's file system. You need to know where to go, of course, but still, possibilities there. Okay, now let's see how it works under the hood. So for every page I have created its own dialog, which contains all help-related information. Technically, I could have used just one dialog page and put there something like multi-layer image widget, but once you add heavy stuff like a video, this approach starts falling apart. On most of the help dialogs, I have a multi-state image widget, which contains all the help images related to current page. Then there are two buttons which use step tag action to increase or decrease image index value of the widget. Additionally, buttons become visible only if there is a room for increase or decrease. It gives to operator understanding whether it's first or last image. Feeding subsystem page uses the same widget with just fewer images inside. What is interesting though is dashboard help page. Instead of multi-state image, it has media widget. You can find it in widget gallery under media player. In media playlist property, you define video files which you want panel to play. Video files could be stored in panel's local memory or on external storage devices, either USB drive or SD card. Be careful with those options though. If you select anything different from local, you will need to manually copy files to media files subfolder of that media. If you stick with local option, selected files will be copied with project transfer. But then on the other hand, internal storage is limited, and it's probably not the best idea to fill it up with big videos. Now, nerd alert. We need to talk about supported codecs and file containers. And Panel Builder makes it even more complicated by supporting different things on a simulation and panel level. When you want to play a video on a panel, and that's like 99% of the cases, you have to use MP4 container, or simply speaking file extension, and H.264 codec. Sometimes it's called PEG4 AVC, but it's the same thing. If you want the video to be played in simulation or in PC runtime, that would be much more valid use case, you have to use AVI container together with Microsoft PEG4 v3 codec. Sometimes it's called TIV3. Technically, a panel can also play this type of video file, but it will have to use CPU instead of specialized hardware decoder, which will create significant CPU load and take resources from other tasks. Enough video stuff, let's see how you open a PDF document. Contrary to the previous cases, you don't really have a widget to display content of a PDF document, but you rather call a viewer application and pass it additional parameters. Find PDF button on parameters dialog and go to its action list. You'll see the action called launch PDF viewer. Application name defines the app to launch. Executable path defines where to find it in panel's file system. And arguments property, in this case, points to the document must be opened by app. As you can see, parameters PDF file supposed to be located on SD card. And as a developer, you have to make sure that the file is copied there beforehand. Another thing which could come in hand is hide open button key added to the argument string. This would still open a document, but the open button will be hidden. This prevents operators from browsing through the panel's file system and opening arbitrary documents. Help dialog on the alarms page uses the same approach. The file is still stored on SD card, the only difference is the file itself. Now let's see how help dialog pages are opened. On the navigation template there is a help button, which runs open help dialog JavaScript function. In the function, as the first step, I get the value of system tag current page name. Now, it's worth stopping here and talking a bit more about this kind of tags. So first, in protocol settings, I've added a new protocol called system variables. Then in text settings, under this protocol, I can add a new tag and then in memory type, define the actual meaning this tag carries, active page name in our case. In the script, once tag's value is assigned to the local variable, we check which page is currently open, and then depending on that, we show the respective help dialog. That were a few examples of how you can use media functionalities to enhance operators' experience. There are more, like IP camera widget or RSS feed. Feel free to try them out. Alright, that's all I got for today. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.